Welcome to the FantasyLand Football Podcast.
Well, we've made it. We are here. FantasyLand Football Podcast, Episode 1. I am your host, Zach Savage, along with my co-host, Daniel Badaki.
What's up?
Badaki, man, it's good to see you today.
Look, it's good to see you, brother. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. Thank you so much for joining us today. I am Zach. I guess we'll just introduce ourselves. Why not?
For sure.
Hopefully,
Let's do it.
hopefully you join us on this journey. But I'm Zach, and I'm from LA. That's where I live right now. I'm American born and raised. I love the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Oh.
My NFL teams are the Washington Football Team. What a name.
What a name. What a name this year.
Wow.
You got to love it, though.
Beautiful. Yeah. No, you got to love the change. I think maybe 10 years too late on the name change, but
some would say.
Hey,
but
at least we did it.
Yeah, we did it.
And Badaki is my co-host here. Badaki, tell us a little bit about yourself.
What's good, guys? My name's Daniel. Badaki is my last name. People call me Badaki. I'm actually originally from New York, born and raised in New York, but I'm actually living here in Sydney, Australia. So random. Kind of came out here. That's actually how I met Zach, out here in Sydney. But yeah, look, I love the New York Football Giants, obviously. I love my boy Say. I'm just here.
The New York Football Giants.
New York Football Giants. And people always ask me, why do you say the New York Football Giants? I don't know. It has a better ring to it. Just like the Washington Football Team is the New York Football Giants. Okay, just go along with it. We're happy about it.
The difference there is that the New York Football Giants sounds really cool, and the Washington Football Team sounds like a avatar made up in Madden.
Oh, hey, look, I think it's good. I think a lot of the Washington fans are going to be happy. I think with the new team name that's coming. I don't know what it is. Not saying I have a scoop or anything.
I've heard a lot of talks around the name Red Wolves. And I'm behind it.
Yeah, that concept sounds really cool. The meaning behind it and everything, it should be really great for sure.
Yeah, no, I love it. Well, thanks for joining us on this journey. I hope that we would be worth it, worth your time. And I think we got some entertaining stuff. I think it's going to be
100%. It's going to be so good, man. So good.
Yeah. So let's talk about the purpose of this pod. You're here, you're listening to our voices. Maybe you're watching on YouTube, and you're seeing our beautiful faces, specifically Badaki's. Look at that smile. The purpose of this pod, well, honestly, we want to give you an inside look at a fantasy football league. We believe a very, very competitive fantasy football league, a very exciting fantasy football league. We want to take you through the draft. We want to take you through the drama, the rivalries, the trades, every week, everything. The matchups, the wins or the losses that hurt and sting. We want to take you through, just the journey of a really, really good fantasy football league.
Yeah.
Maybe you love the NFL and you've never started a fantasy league. Hey, just follow along. We're going to show you how fun it is. And maybe you don't actually like the NFL. Hopefully you just follow us along this journey. You fall in love with the guys in our league and you fall in love with football.
Yeah.
Hopefully that's what happens.
That's our goal. Look, we're just here to have fun. We're just here to create a community that I think it's a good opportunity just for all the boys that don't even maybe want to play fantasy. They just want to hear about a fantasy league and kind of be immersed in that. I think that's a really good opportunity, a really good way to kind of get into the fantasy football if you don't have time to even play fantasy. Maybe you can listen to this on your way to work, or like
you can live vicariously.
Yeah, vicariously with our podcast, which is going to be great. And look, we're going to bring a lot more and fun and exciting things all over different social media platforms for sure as well. We're going to be on YouTube, Instagram, Spotify, anything that you can think of. We're going to be on there, so definitely figure that out. We're going to put all our links in the descriptions. We're going to send out, I don't know, our ads.
You're going to be able to find us if you want to.
100%.
So we're talking about this league that we're going to take you through a journey. Now, the name of our league is the Fellowship of the Fantasy Ring.
Oh, man.
Completely 100% original.
100%.
We did not take inspiration from any books or movies.
Nope.
Nope. It's absolutely original.
Yeah. Look, it's an interesting name. I love it. We're here to win the ring. That's the goal,
right.
to be honest. Just
That's
the
right.
fellowship of the ring, to if I had to say it, fantasy ring, and that's gonna be
There's
mine.
a nice ring to
Yeah,
it.
a nice little ring to it.
Wow.
That's gonna be
Yikes.
for me for sure. Hopefully,
Whoever
this
just
year.
heard that probably just like, let me turn this podcast off. Anyway, we're not just going to be talking about our league. It's going to be a big part of this pod,
Yeah.
but we're also, of course, going to be giving you great fantasy advice.
Yeah.
Talking about fantasy news. We're going to give our opinions. On Sundays and Saturdays, we're going to be answering start-sit questions on our Twitter and on our social media accounts. You might be me like 5 years ago, and I added so many accounts on social media on game day. What do I do? With almost never any responses.
None.
I promise you we're going to respond. We're going to be there for you. We actually would love to have conversations with you. So follow us, on any social media page. If you're watching on YouTube, you can subscribe. If you are listening on Spotify or Apple Pods or wherever you listen to your podcasts, go ahead and follow us. And man, we're just really pumped for this journey, and honestly, just so happy that you would take time out to be here with us. But
100%.
Talking about this league, let's talk about the history of this league, Vidaki.
Yeah, look, I'm going to give you just a little bit of background about our league, kind of how we got together, how all these group of boys kind of how we created this league. Look, just a little bit about the group of boys that we have here today, which you're going to be introduced a little bit later to individually. We kind of just all met here in Sydney, actually. We all lived in the house, 12 guys, pretty cramped. But, it was for the boys, some would say. It was for the boys. It was a really good opportunity to kind of just come together and just hang out, at least at the time. Shout out to 18C, to all the boys.
Shout out to 18C. You know what? I got 18C. I'm gonna show you if you're watching on YouTube. I don't know if you can see that. I got the 18 tatted.
Oh, I think about all of these boys have it, besides maybe one or two that don't have it. Why?
So if you're listening, basically what's happened, Badaki, is like you said, 12 of us boys living in one house got a little crazy, got a little wild, and but not too wild.
Not too
conservatively wild.
Yeah.
And the first boy to get married in the house, we went on a Bucks, trip, I guess, and we decided, hey, we're gonna remember all the boys.
Yeah.
I know that we're all from different countries, so let's just get a tattoo, and our address that we lived at was 18 Corbin, and we all got that 18 tatted on
18,
us. So.
Honestly, 18 for life is probably one of the best houses I lived in for. I mean, I lived there for a couple years. I think Zach lived there for a couple years as well. But look,
5 years.
Yeah, 5 years. But look, for all that to be said, we just love the game of fantasy. We love football. We love individual players. We all have our favorite players. We all have our favorite teams. And now that we're kind of all spread apart throughout the world, it's just a little way for all the boys to kind of have a little getaway with the boys in all these different locations. So it's a way for us to hang out. It's a way for us to communicate. It's a way for us to just have banter, and just talk,
especially with some of our closest friends being hundreds and thousands of miles away.
Yeah,
this is such a good way to still hang out with the boys and have fun. And I mean, it's honestly an international game now.
Yeah.
The NFL, it's not just for America anymore.
No.
They have moved across borders, and maybe you're listening from not in America. I encourage you, start watching football. Yeah. I guarantee you're going to love it. It's exciting, and fantasy is a great way to actually get even more immersed into it.
100%. And I know some around the world, the games aren't at the best times. I'm dedicated. Technically Monday here in Australia, I'm waking up at 3:00 in the morning and watching every single game.
Sheesh.
It's hard, but I love it. That's how much I love it.
Yeah. Well, hey, we want to actually introduce you to some of the owners. We want you to meet the owners of our fantasy football league, the Fellowship of the Fantasy Ring. Yeah. So what we're going to do is on our first episode here, episode 1, we're going to take you through 6 of those 12 owners. We're going to introduce you to them. We're going to let you, hear a little bit about their lives. And honestly, you're going to get to know some of these guys who play fantasy over the year, and probably fall in love with some, probably hate other ones. Yeah. You'll find out who you love and who you hate. Yeah. And yeah, we're pretty excited to show you, Badaki. Hey.
Yeah, we're actually really excited for these group of boys that we're actually about to introduce. We actually have a unique group of boys here. I think one of the first guys could potentially be Daniel Ilioy.
Yeah, it is.
If I'm not mistaken.
Daniel Ilioy, he lives in Phoenix, which is in what state?
Arizona.
Arizona. What's wrong with me, bro? I swear I'm American.
Yeah.
Let's hear. We're gonna play a little soundbite from Ilioy. This is why he thinks he's gonna win the league. If you're listening on any podcast forum, you'll be able to hear it, and if you're watching on YouTube, you'll be able to see. So let's just go ahead and listen a little bit to Ilioy.
What's up, guys? My name is Daniel Ilioy. I am going to be competing in this year's Fantasy Football League, and Zach asked me for a few pieces of information. I'm currently a 4-time fantasy football champion.
What?
Started my career in 2013. I'm looking for another chip this year. The reason why I think that I will win it all is because I was watching Tim the Tatman's live stream today, winning his first Fall Guys crown. And I believe that if he can win that, then I can definitely win this league.
Yeah.
Wow. I got 2 questions for for you, Badaki, or actually for Ilioy. One is, why so serious? No one's gonna hurt you here.
No.
And the second is, do you work at Apple? Because if you're watching on YouTube with us, my guy came in a full-on Apple uniform.
Yeah.
Just ready to kind of flex the fact that he works for Apple.
Look, we understand it's a great company to work for. I mean, a lot of the technology we're using here are Apple products. I can understand, but
Shout out to Apple. I worked for Apple for a time.
Shout out to Apple. I applied for Apple, didn't hear a response.
Didn't get a call back.
Yeah, no call back, no nothing. But look, I'm here now.
I mean, they're lost.
Yeah, they're lost. Shout out to Johnny Big now, here in Australia.
But Ilioy, he, all jokes aside, he's very confident.
Yeah.
I didn't see 1 ounce of, timidness. This, Ilioy seems like he's ready to win the league.
Yeah.
here.
Look,
he says, I'm a 4-time champion and I started my career in 2013. These are just like, who knows when they started fantasy?
Who knows?
Ilioy knows.
Yeah, obviously Ilioy knows. But I've actually never played against Ilioy in fantasy. This is our first year having him. It's going to be really exciting to see what he brings to the table. All I know is he's all in for Miles Sanders from the talks that we kind of had, the texts and everything. Over the PlayStation, actually, he's talking about Fall Guys.
Ilioy is, he's an Eagles fan, and we actually talked a little bit about this, and this might help you in your league if you're not in ours. I found that I'm the kind of person who I lean so far from my team because I don't want to be biased that sometimes I miss great players.
Yeah.
Now, granted, the Washington football team is not full of fantasy superstars, but even last year, when Terry McLaurin was getting picked up off the waiver wire, I am so conscious not to be biased towards my team that sometimes I miss out.
Yeah.
And if there's someone on your team that you see genuine potential in, run it by someone that you trust who's not in front of you in the draft.
Yep.
But don't be afraid to make that choice if it's genuinely someone in a good spot.
Yeah. I mean, on the other side, from my experience, don't be so focused on your team, because I've done some dumb trades for Saquon.
Yes, you have.
And I've lost my season for that, just because.
Yeah, I just want to highlight that actually. Last year, Badaki got Christian McCaffrey, and he traded for Saquon.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just a perfect example of don't take it too far with your own team.
Yeah, don't take it too far. Look, this year is a whole different year, but let's go to the next guy. Who's the next guy we have here?
So next we've got is Elijah Burns. We like to call him Burnsy, just a true blue Aussie. And let's go ahead and listen to him.
Yeah,
he's going to say why he's going to win the league this year.
Hey, how are you? My name's Burnsy. I've been doing fantasy football for my 3rd year now. I go for the Denver Broncos, and the reason why I think I'll win the competition this year is because I will not be trading with Sam Green. So good luck to you all. Have a good year.
Oh, my goodness.
Okay, so he said, I will not be trading with Sam Green.
No, that's It makes sense. If you don't know our league, Sam Green is someone special. He is someone that is going to contact you every single second of the day to make a trade. He is he's a hound. You know, he is.
You've got some people in your league typically who wait for trades, or they'll send a text and say, "Hit me up." Sam's the kind of guy, before you even think about trading a player, he's already offering you 6 different trade offers.
Yeah. And he's gonna find a way to get that player off your team and onto his.
Yeah,
yeah,
he is, and it seems to be a developing trend among the years that we've been playing. That typically, you know, Sam, he just somehow gets in people's heads and gets trades that look so good for him, whether they pan out that way or not. But that's Burnsy for you, Denver Broncos fan. We're gonna move on to Jordy B.
JB.
I love Jordy B, JB, whatever you want to call him.
Yeah.
JB is from the UK, and let's just hear a little bit from him.
Yeah, let's see.
Hi guys, it's Jordan. Jordan Burroughs, not Jordan Westfield. You can call me what you want, JB or whatever. I don't know. I'll respond to anything. I am going to win fantasy football this year. I'm studied up. I'm learning. And more importantly than anything else, I will not be trading with Sam Green. He's a thief. He's a liar, and he's a crook. And I'm staying away from any trade with him. But okay, I'll trade with you if you want to.
Yes, JB. That's what I love to hear, that you'll trade with me. Look, I just want to highlight really quick, Zach, before you say anything. He's a thief. He's a liar. He's a crook.
He comes to steal, kill, and destroy. Sam Green.
Sam Green, ladies and gentlemen. He is something special. Sam Green. Look, I think
you can tell people have been hurt by Sam Green in the past, Badaki. There is previous bitterness that is kind of leaking into this league here.
Yeah, 100%. Sam is. Look, he is actually a pillar to our league. It's crazy to say, but he's the pillar. He is somebody that just brings excitement, energy, and he just changes. He changes the atmosphere every time he sends a text message or in the league. You know,
it's true, and you know, it's the type of thing that you hate but you love it.
Yep.
You know, like you.
Yep.
I just remember throughout our years of playing fantasy, every time I see a trade go through with Sam, I am angry, and it gets straight. I am just purely angry, and it's the best feeling when people get angry after you trade, because you just feel really good about making people feel bad, you know.
Oh man!
But Sam Green, he is a co-commissioner along with me for our league.
Yeah.
Let's hear a little bit about him. He is one of the only people not to send a video in. He's a busy man.
Oh no. Just the audio then. Let's see.
But let's hear from Sam Green.
Yeah, let's see.
1-800-223-9797. It's your boy Chevy's. Easy dubs this year because Jordan Westfield trusts me. So he's going to trust me with bad trades, and I live with Steve now, so I'm just going to bully him as well. So GG's, boys. Thanks for playing.
Oh, God.
Well, I honestly was hoping that there would be some sort of... something to save Sam's reputation there for all of our listeners. But when you start off by saying you're going to bully people into trades, doesn't look good.
It doesn't. And it doesn't. Look, that is a perfect example of who Sam is. Steve lives with him now. You'll meet Steve later on. Steve, he's going to bully Steve. That tells you who the type of person he is. He's going to bully you. He's what did JB say? He's a thief. He's a liar. He's a crook. That's actually what it is. The perfect description of who Sam Green is. I can't say it.
Obviously, in the fantasy world only.
Yeah.
As a person.
He's a great person. He's a great. He's
the
top
type of guy you would invite to your house for dinner. You know, to meet your family.
Yes.
Great
just
guy.
a disclaimer. Everything we're saying about these people is only in the fantasy-based, fantasy-based, FantasyLand world. As individuals, they're great people.
Great people.
Yeah, great fathers, great whatever they're gonna be in the future. But yeah, they're good people. Good people.
Yeah, they'll be great fathers, sure.
Yeah, 100%.
We're gonna go on to our next owner. I love this guy. His name is Joseph Dickow. You can call him JD. You can call him Joe. Let's hear a little bit from Joe. He's from Chicago, and let's hear from him.
Let's hear it. Let's see.
Hey guys, it's Dickie here. Big Dickie, Big Dicks.
What?
Biggie Dickie, Sir Goodnight. That pretty much sums up who I am in a nutshell. COD just turned on. And I'm a part of the Fantasy Football 2020 League. That doesn't have a name yet. And I am here to tell you that I'm probably not going to win because I'm pick number 7, I think, in the draft. And no one ever wins from that kind of pick. That's just how it is. So, yeah, I mean, but if I were to win, since that's what I'm here to say and supposed to say, if I were to win, it would be authentically, without cheating the system and without trading with Badaki. So yeah, stay tuned, I guess, on how this year goes, and good luck.
Okay, I want to clarify. We do have a name for this league.
Yes,
as we've already said. Yep, it's the Fellowship of the Fantasy Ring.
Yeah.
I think this video was recorded before we voted on a name. But Joe, first off, you seem super excited to send that video. Super down to be a part of it.
Yeah.
But I want to highlight something that he said. He said, I will not be trading with Badaki. Badaki, have you got some traits of maybe, let's say, a Sam Green? What's going on there?
No. Look, just to give you some context, we did have a dynasty league last year. He was somebody that he didn't want to trade. So what I did every single week is I just sent him a nice little text message. Hey, Joseph, you want to trade? You want to trade, Joe? Hey, JD, you trying to trade? No response, no nothing. And then he just ended up saying, you know what, I'm not going to trade. Long story short, who wins the league? Yours truly.
Who? Oh, wow.
So, maybe he's upset about that. Maybe he's upset because he could have traded. He could have got some people off me that could have maybe got him that W. But it looks like right now he's a little on the fence, He's a little fence on about all this trade talk that we used to have back in the day. But it's a whole new year,
It is a whole new year.
Yeah, whole new world.
New year, new perspective, a whole new world.
Yeah.
Please stop. Hey, it's a whole new world. But Joe's a great guy.
Yeah, great guy. Great guy.
Great guy.
Shout out to Champion.
Shout out to Champion Youth. Great guy. The kind of guy that, if you had a sister who was single, I mean, you'd probably want her to date him.
Yes. Boys, if you have any sisters that they just keep dating these douchebags, Joe is not that guy. I'll send him I'll put his Instagram in the description. We'll put everything that you need to get in contact with Joseph Dickow. It will be here.
Great guy. I mean, unfortunately, my sister's married. Otherwise, yeah. So, I mean, but look, all jokes aside, great guy. We love Joe.
Yeah.
But we're going to give you a little chance this week to say why you think you're going to win the league here.
Yeah, look, okay. Let's bring it in.
Okay.
Plain and simple.
Yep.
I'm not going to play with my heart. That's it. Like I said earlier, I made a couple dumb trades. I traded CMC for Saquon. That huge mistake. Mistake. And I learned from my mistakes. I'm not going to make the same mistakes. I'm going to go with the numbers this year, I'm going to make some good trades. I'm going to make sure I set my lineup right. Sometimes I kind of missed out. But it's a whole new, like you said, a whole new year. It's a whole new Badaki. We'll see what happens. But that's why I'm going to win.
You're going to go full on Moneyball from what it sounds.
100%.
You're going to go full on Moneyball strategy. Oakland A's.
Moneyball, Oakland A's. Shout out to Brad Pitt, right? Brad Pitt. Yeah.
Great movie.
Great movie. That's plain and simple. Ooh.
He's going to run it by the numbers, plain and simple.
Yeah, 100%.
That's 6 of the people in our league. We're going to give you the other 6 next week on our post-draft episode. But, man, some really entertaining, exciting people. But we're going to talk about our league logistics really quick and just kind of run you through what that looks like for us.
100%. Look, we just want to give you all the information that you need to be successful for the draft and pre-draft things post draft.
Because sorry to interrupt, Badaki, but this podcast is one. It's for the people in our fantasy league. We're going to give them information and but also it's hopefully for you. Maybe some of these things you'll like to do for your league, and maybe you can follow along and implement it.
Yeah, exactly. Look, we at the moment we're just doing a 12 PPR league. PPR, I would definitely say, is one of the best formats to do fantasy. From my personal perspective, obviously there's a bunch of different settings. You could do standard, half PPR, whatever your league likes, whatever you like to do if you're the commissioner of your league. Or if you want to just create another league to kind of see how PPR versus standard kind of works and kind of see how that kind of plays out. But we're doing a 12 PPR league. It's a snake draft, pretty simple. It's 1 to 12 and then 12 back on to 1. And just the dates for the draft for us boys, it's September 5th. September 5th out for the American boys, and then September 6th at 3 o'clock in the morning for the English boys. Waking up at 3 o'clock, that's dedication. That's hard work. Shout out to them. Shout out to JB and Jordan. You'll meet Jordan soon, the other Jordan. And then here in Australia, Wesley. Good old Wesley. Well, we'll clarify that later. But September 6th for us here in Australia at 12 p.m. Pretty straightforward. I'll see you there. No excuses.
Yeah, and I want to say one thing as well. If you're playing in a league that is a standard league, I mean, come on. Like, look,
come on.
Standard league is great, but I mean PPR is it's fun. It is so fun.
It is fun.
Even try half PPR. Switch it up. If you've been standard and you're afraid to make the change, switch it up. Trust me, you're not going to regret it for your entire league. But this year's a little bit different. We've got some COVID reserve spots, don't we?
Yeah. Look, obviously we're kind of living in unprecedented time here with COVID-19 and the whole global pandemic. But what's great for the platform that we use is NFL.com. So what's great about this platform is that they're actually giving you 3 extra spots, but only specifically for people that have gotten the COVID-19 virus. Hopefully none of your players do. It's not for you to stack an extra 3 players on your bench. It's not for you to kind of do any,
I
any of
got
that stuff.
off the phone. I got off the phone yesterday with Roger.
Ooh, Roger.
Roger Goodell.
Yeah,
he's I don't know if you heard of him.
Yeah.
He's the commissioner of the NFL, but he's also super involved in our league and kind of shaping the way it looks. He is very, he speaks for the NFL. They're very excited for this season. Very excited to give the people what they want. And when it comes to fantasy, these COVID reserve spots, they are in no way your opportunity to draft more people or like hold people on the bench that you see potential in. Those spots are only ever going to be used for people who are on the COVID list, who cannot play. You cannot be adding people from the free agency. But yeah, I mean, Roger's pumped for the season. I'm pumped for him. He's doing well.
Yeah, look, with everything going on, he's doing pretty well. We were kind of a bit skeptical in the beginning of this, I guess, in the off season, with everything going on to know if we were even going to have a season.
A season, yeah.
So look, I'm glad it happened. I think this season will be successful. Probably not with all the fans and everything, but look, I'm just happy to be watching football this year.
Yeah, and Roger we trust, and man, just a great family, stand-up guy.
Stand-up guy, Roger we trust. Shout out to Roger Goodell.
Shout out to the Goodell family. Love you guys. I'll be over for dinner next week.
Yeah.
Let's go through the draft order quickly. I don't want to spend too much time on this, Badaki, but we'll highlight a couple areas that kind of stick out to us that we're excited about.
Yeah, look, obviously 12 guys in our league. We're doing a 12 PPR league. And it starts off really strong. A little bit of a controversy, some would say, in the beginning.
Strong. Okay, yep, all right.
A little bit of controversy. As you know, Zach and Sam are the commissioners of this league. And it just so happened that they have gotten back-to-back picks. Zach is first, and then Sam Green is second. I don't know.
This has never happened in my life.
Look,
I just want to clarify.
They say that. They say it's never happened in their life. They say that, oh, we did it legitly. They made a Zoom video. It's all conspiracy.
It is a conspiracy. It's on Unsolved Mysteries on Netflix. Check it out.
Check it out.
No, look, here's the deal. I love, as a commissioner, just like finding out everyone's picks 30 minutes before the draft. That's the way I love to do it.
Yeah.
But, as a co-commissioner, you talk to the league and you talk to the co-commissioner. And from what it sounded like, people wanted to know their pick a couple, weeks out. So I was happy to wait. But, Sam, along with Ilioy and Luke Rogers, who are in our league, they decided, we were on PlayStation. They're like, let's just do it now, and we'll record it for accountability. So there was 4 people who were there to hold us accountable, and I kid you not, I could not have made this up. I picked my own name out of the hat. There was no tomfoolery. There was no magician's tricks.
Conspiracy.
Hey, I'm chilling, but I feel, the league has made me feel bad, which I don't feel is right. I should feel excited about pick 1, but all these conspiracy talks makes you feel bad.
Yeah, look, it is what it is. Let's be honest. I'd rather you have CMC than someone that probably doesn't really care about him, like a Steve. If Steve has CMC, I'll probably be like, come on. Like he's not gonna know what to do with him.
Great guy though, Steve.
Yeah,
great guy.
Shout out to Steve Vasquez, Alfred Vasquez to be exact. That's his real first
You'll
name.
meet him next week.
Yeah, you'll definitely meet him next week. But anyways, let's continue with this draft order.
Yeah.
Then you have yours truly, number 3 for me. Got really lucky there. Then you have following me, Steve Vasquez, Brandon Baca, Luke Rogers. I think Luke is definitely gonna take Lamar.
Look, Luke is he's a Ravens fan.
Yeah.
He's been talking a lot.
Yeah.
I want to highlight the next 3 spots, the 7, 8, 9 spot. It's the 3 J's in a row. It's Joe Dickow, Jordan Burroughs, or Jordy B, and Jordan Westfield, which we call Wesley. I'm interested to see how that goes. And, it's good to know the people around you, but it's also frustrating because you'll know who they take. I always have players I target, which if I know the people around me are going to target them, it just gives me, more anxiety throughout the draft.
Absolutely.
But it's an interesting spot to watch. And obviously we're going to give you highlights and, updates next week on what this looks like.
Yeah. So like you said, we had Luke at 6, Joe at 7, JB, Jordan Burroughs at 8, Jordan Westfield at 9. Then we have Ilioy at 10, Tommy Bockley at 11, and Elijah Burns at 12. Once again, you'll meet the rest of the boys next week. But it's pretty straightforward from here. We're just going to show you the draft next week. It's going to be really exciting, really interesting how everything is going to pan out. But look, with this draft order, we're actually really excited about how it's kind of going to pan out. And we kind of want to give a little bit of a prediction of who's just going to be the worst and best drafter. Hey.
Yeah, we want to predict the worst and best drafter. We're going to give you 1 each for each category. So we're going to start with our best drafter prediction. Look, for me, I'm going with the boy from Chi-Town, from Chicago. Obviously, I'm not going to pick myself. Obviously. Yeah. Because, that would be wrong. But I'm going with Joe. No, he actually is my pick. I think he's very eager to make a name for himself. And not only is he eager to make a name for himself, but as he said in his video, he's going to do it with character. He's going to do it with integrity. He's not out here, chasing, people down and trying to convince them to do things that he knows isn't good for the team. He's trying to do it with integrity.
Yeah.
And that's a man that you have to respect. That's someone that you want to follow. And, I just see him as a type of person who's going to go all out. He doesn't just join something and, or reply to a text every month or sometime forget to set the lineups. No, Joe is an all-in type person. And I see that working out really well for him in this draft.
Yeah. And look, that's good for Joe. And I really hope that he does well. And I think the only way that he can actually be successful is if he actually trades with me. He has to trade with me. He has to have at least 1 trade this season. I don't know who he's going to have, who he's going to pick, but we'll see what happens. But look, I'm going to go with my best pick. It's going to be JB, which is Jordan Burroughs. He's my fellow Giant fan. Shout out to the Giants. Look, it's JB's second year. It's not with us, It's his second year playing fantasy football. He did a little fantasy football with his coworkers last year, but I think he learned in that season. He learned in that league, and I think he's going to bring a lot of good just perspective and different things that we wouldn't have expect JB to actually do or even know, you know?
I think something that's really cool about this league is it is a mix of really, veteran players and owners and also a mix of people who are in their first, second, year in this league. And, maybe you're in a similar spot, wherever you are in your fantasy, I guess career is a weird word, but wherever you are, there's someone here who can relate to you, but we're going to go on to our predicting the worst drafters. Badaki, you're going to go ahead and start us off here.
Excuse me. So my worst for me has to be Brandon Baca. Once again, you'll meet him next week. But for me, look, I don't really know much about Baca's background of football and if he was, raised in a football family or just raised, or if he even loves the sport. All I know is the last time I spoke to Baca was it was actually at Wesley's Bucks party, his bachelor party. Okay. And he was saying how, like, he was just getting into football. He was just getting into fantasy, and this was a couple months ago. This was in early March, we're in August now. So he was saying all that, and he's really talking about how, San Fran's going to be good. Excuse me. How San Fran's going to be good and how he's going to pick all these San Fran players. And honestly, just for that reason, that's why I'm thinking he's going to be the worst player. Not all the San Fran players, but he was saying how he was a really big San Fran fan, but it's just not good enough. Yeah, it's just not good enough.
Yeah, look, I don't know. I mean, the worst? Baca the worst?
Yeah, Baca the worst.
I don't know. I mean, look, we'll see. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's good. Hey, this is why it's a bold prediction.
Yeah, it is, and that's why we're here. We're here predicting the worst and best drafter, and it's just fun. We'll see what happens.
By the way, anyone listening from San Francisco, I've learned recently since moving here that people from San Francisco, they don't say San Fran. They say SF or San Francisco. It's not San Fran.
Yeah, it's not San Fran. Shout out to...
So I just want to, give respect where respect is due to all those SF
people.
People listening out there. But I'm going to go on to my worst, predicting the worst drafter for me. And again, I just want to clarify, great people, great guys. This is purely fantasy based. My worst drafter... I think it's going to be Tommy, your boy Bricks Bockley.
Brixie.
I love you, Bricks. But I just don't think you're prepared, if I'm honest. I just see a lack of preparation here. I saw him talk the other week how he was going to draft strictly SF players. He is from
SF as well.
From SF, but he just moved to Arizona. And look, obviously, most of the time that's a joke when people say I'm going to draft all one team players, but it does show a lack of information from me. In every lie there's a little truth.
Oh,
wow! Is this a football podcast or like what's going on here?
I don't know.
No, look, I just personally think he's the most unprepared, and I could be pleasantly surprised, but for me, I'm gonna have to go Tommy, your boy Bricks Bockley.
Yeah, look, I'm excited because once again, Baca and Tommy, I've never played personally fantasy with them, so this is going to be exciting to see what they do. Even though they are our worst, we predicted them to be the worst drafters.
By the way, if you're listening from San Francisco, we love you.
Yeah, we love SF or San Francisco.
Right. There you go. Yeah, put some respect on the name.
Put some respect. Yeah, look, that's what we love.
Badaki, I'm actually really excited for this next part. This is actually the part I've been looking to the most. We got some low information for you.
Low.
Some stuff on the down low, some low-key info that we have heard through the grapevine.
Yeah.
It's time for the scoop. Badaki, give us the scoop of the week.
Oh man. All right, look. I want you to look at me. Okay? My scoop. The scoop of the week, okay? Look, I had a little bit of a source. I was talking with the boys throughout the week, trying to see what was happening.
Insider information.
Yeah, insider information.
Oh,
Insider information. So I was actually having lunch the other day with Luke. Some of the boys live out here in Sydney, so we kind of like to get together every Monday, trying to like to talk about fantasy or just hang out, play video games, whatever the case may be. And I was like, boys, I don't know about you, but I already requested my days off from work for the draft, right?
Of course.
And I was like, oh, Luke, have you done it? Have you requested off? Because he's another guy that works at this big company. I'm not going to say the name. Just check out Ilio's video. But he works at this big company. He just got promoted. So I was like, Luke, are you going to
Great guy.
Yeah, great guy, by the way. Are you going to take this day off? He goes, you know what? Nah, I think I'm just going to do it on my lunch break. And your lunch break. And this is good.
No.
No. You know why this is good? It's actually not good. But you know why this is good for me? Because later on, that means he is going to be trading his players.
Yeah.
And that's really the scoop. The scoop is that he's gonna do his draft on his 1 hour lunch break.
Oh my gosh.
He clearly hasn't done research.
Luke, if you're listening here, let's just give a moment of silence for our boy Luke. Honestly, Luke, you can research as much as you like. You can watch fantasy pros, fantasy footballers. Look, that is just a rookie error. The biggest very interesting storyline to follow.
That's right.
That is the scoop, isn't it?
That's the scoop. That is the scoop. Luke, I hope you requested the day off already. If not, I'll be texting you after the draft to trade people that you didn't want to pick up.
And look, Luke, if you're dedicated to this league, you're going to be calling in sick that day if you haven't. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
And that's just the kind of integrity we're looking for here. Now, all jokes aside, great guy.
Yeah.
Just top class, great guy. The kind of guy you'd bring over to your family and hang out with. We love all these guys, but
absolutely.
Hey, thank you so much for taking the time out to be here with us, to hang out with us, to have some laughs and talk some fantasy. We are going to talk a lot more fantasy football advice and analysis on our future pods. We just wanted to introduce you to the boys, get you familiar with the league. But hey, please join us next week as we're going to be talking about the post-draft highlights.
Oh boy.
Yep, post-draft highlights.
Oh my gosh.
I'm pumped for it. I think there's going to be some super interesting moves in the draft, and we're going to give you probably the opportunity to rate each player's drafts.
Yep.
And maybe rate them to your own drafts, how you kind of compare them. But hey, we're pumped. We're going to go through week 1 matchups. We're going to, talk some fantasy advice for you. But thank you so much for taking the time out to be here with us.
Absolutely.
And hey, we'll see you there.
Look, we'll see you there. Super excited. Shout out to the boys. See you a week from today.
A week from today.
See
you there.
See you there, boys.
Hey, yeah, you, the one listening to this podcast, you made a good decision today. Keep making those good decisions. You know what? Go ahead and do a little dance right now, like no one's watching. 'Cause you deserve it.